Today's topic, when to know to make the jump. Hi, I'm Doug Holt, author of Your Own Story, and this is your Daily Growth Hack, where each day we give you a tip, trick, or insight to help you uplevel what we call the 5 to Thrive. That is your mind, your body, your soul, your relationships, and of course, your business. I got an email just this morning from somebody that I've done lots of business with in the past. And what I didn't know is they actually had a full-time job. And their side hustle was what I was hiring them to do, which is great. They're a phenomenal worker. But they reached out to me and two of their other mentors and said, hey, look, you guys, I would like to leave my current job, my full-time job that I have. It's not fulfilling for me. And I'd like to delve into the work that I've been working with you on. And so the work that I know that he was doing, and he made a list of all the things that he'd been working with all three of those, and kudos to him. He had 3 mentors, and I knew about the other 2 mentors, and I think it was really smart. He was building his foundation and gaining his knowledge. And he got to a point where he just had a ton of knowledge and was ready to apply. The problem was he wasn't sure when to make that jump. Now, to him, something that was really important was financial security. Now, he had gained the knowledge. He had worked with coaches and mentors, me being one of them, and he had proven himself time and time again. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I told him, a shortened version, but I'll give you an idea of when to make that jump, because I know a lot of you are in a similar situation where you're either a business owner and now you're really an employee in your business, right? Your business owns you, or you're an employee somewhere that you're just not happy. So when do you know to make the jump, especially if financial security is really important to you? So first thing, do you know how much money you need? Most people don't. When you're usually talking to somebody about when to take the jump or when to take that leap, they think the amount of money they need to survive is a lot more than it really is. So what I want you to do is write out 6 months of expenses, right? Write out 6 months of your expenses. That's living. Do you have a roof over your head? I mean, if you're living at home with your parents, okay, maybe you don't have any rent. Maybe you're living with friends. Maybe you can crash on a couch. But maybe your rent, let's just say it's $500 or $1,000 or $1,500, whatever it is, rent or mortgage. Write that down. And then what are your basic food expenses, right? You're just basic. You're not going out to dinner. You're not going to happy hour with friends. But, if you need to survive, what are your basic food expenses, right? Now, you have clothes, so we're going to stop that. And then utilities, right? You have a car payment, gas, just basic utilities. Again, what do you need to survive? Now, this isn't to thrive because that's the second one. Now that you have that number, what you need 6 months, we're going to go ahead and break that down, divide by 6, right? And you know exactly how much money you need to bring in each and every month just to survive while you're going after your passion, while you're doing your side hustle or whatever it is for you, right? Now, I encourage you, and I encourage this person, save up 6 months of just in case money so you have that as a buffer. But now you know what you have to do. My guess is that amount of money is so much smaller than you thought it was, right? Everybody that I've done this exercise with kind of goes away, wow, that's a lot less money than I thought. And that's because we all have subscriptions, we have, Netflix or whatever it is for you. We're going to happy hour, we're going out to dinner way more than we probably think. We're doing all these extra little things that we can cut back on if it allows us to chase our dreams. Now, the second thing that I would tell you to do is look at financial vitality. Now, this is an exercise I did with Scott Harris. My wife and I did almost 6 years ago at this point. And so you look at, I'm not telling you exactly the formula and I don't have it in front of me, but then really what you go is the next step, financial vitality. Now, that's your basis, right? Your rent, your utilities, and your food. But now we're going to add in clothes, right? How much are you going to spend on clothes? Just a little bit, right? I'm assuming that you don't splurge, and maybe you do, but I'm assuming you don't. So maybe it's an extra pair of jeans or a shirt, whatever it is for you. So write that down on your average. And you can look back at your budget if you're using something like QuickBooks, as I do, or Mint. I like Mint a lot for managing personal. There's a ton. Every dollar is the one Dave Ramsey sells and recommends. So whatever it is, look back at how much you're spending on your clothes and divide that in half, right? This is vitality. So it's just a basis. It's another step up. And then give yourself a little spending cash for going out each month. Not each week, but each month, and lets you live your life. We're also going to add in a few other little extras, right? A little extra for yourself. So your food quality is going to go up a little bit. You're going to have a little bit more money to spend, but not a lot. If you're single, maybe it's a date night with your wife. If you're single, but if you're married, if you're single, then maybe it's just date night, going out on dates. And the next one we're going to look at is financial independence, right? So now we want to figure out the amount that's going to give us true financial independence. Now, the amount of money that you're going to be bringing in that allows you to do all the things that you want to do, right? Just all of them. Go ahead and just go crazy. Entertainment, travel, we're covering all the basis and vitality, but we're adding on to it now. And so really go at it and look at that number, right? What do you need per month or per year? So you want to know both of those numbers. And then absolute financial freedom. Now, this is the sky's the limit. This is you and your palace, right? Your palatial, you have an extra car, the car of your dreams. You have the house, you have the investments, right? That's going to allow you to roll over. So you have investments that are going to pay dividends, that are going to pay for your lifestyle. So having these 4 numbers in front of you allows you to make more educated decisions and pulls you into your dreams. I always hear, or often hear, people say, I want to be rich, or I want to be wealthy. Well, what does that mean? What's that number? It's such you can't really grab onto it. How do you know you get there? So when my wife and I did this exercise, like I said, about 6 years ago, it was, again, mind-blowing on how little money we really needed. It was easy. I mean, we could have got a job at Starbucks and done just fine, right? And so that became a life decision as we were going on the Author of Your Own Story lifestyle together now, right? Before I was doing it solo, we met, and now we're going together on this path. And we need to look at that. Now, of course, we didn't want, just that. We wanted vitality. We wanted absolutely financial independence, right? Financial freedom is what we're after. And so knowing those numbers, we know what milestones we have to hit. And then we get to make a decision. What is that worth to us, right? What is that worth to us to go after that? So for us, total financial freedom is what we want, absolute financial freedom. But it wasn't worth sacrificing. It wasn't worth me working 15 hours a day. I run 6 different companies. I coach some of the most successful people in the world. But at the same time, I spend just a boatload of time with my family and myself doing things that fill me up. Snowboarding, going on adventures, scuba diving, traveling around the world. I get to do my epic Author of Your Own Story lifestyle. And so it's going to take us potentially longer to get to that goal, but that was a conscious decision because we know exactly the number that we need to hit. And now we have a roadmap on how to get there. And that's worth it to us. And so I'm going to tell you what I told him and is lay that out, is figure out exactly what you need to survive, save up 6 months of that, and then figure out, hey, can I have a side hustle like this gentleman does? In fact, he works with me and I hire him to do special projects. And figure out your side hustle. Can you get your side hustle cover your monthly nut? And if it can, go for it. Just go for it. I'm an entrepreneur, so I just go for it anyway. But I want you to think about if you need financial security, this is just another avenue to give you that safety net that you need. And if for some reason you get sick, injured, something happens, you have 6 months saved up of that safety net that you're okay. And that'll give you that peace of mind to really go after it and move forward. And when you go after it and move forward, I want you to go after it with tenacity, right? This is your life, your dream, and you have to grab it and let it pull you into the future. That's it for me today. Go ahead and grab your journal. I'd love to hear how this exercise works for you. Reach out to me. You can find me on social media. I'm just about everywhere. Of course, you can also reach to me through the Author of Your Own Story community on Facebook. Make sure you share this with at least 3 people. 3 people that you think could hear this and help you keep accountable, and you keep them accountable, so you're building your own tribe of people going to the Author of Your Own Story, breaking through the matrix and getting out there. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, and go inspire someone by doing something different. That's being you. Be the author of your own story. I hope you enjoyed today's Daily Growth Hacks. Please put your comments right down below, and remember to click subscribe. This way we can ensure that we're delivering these daily growth hacks right to you each and every day. On behalf of the whole team here, remember, go out and be the author of your own story.